What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Detroit Sports Alliance Roundtable for your Detroit Lions pregame show with the Detroit Lions going up against the LA Chargers. Welcome. Wanted to kind of start this first home game off with the right representation, and what better than the Lion King opening scene from the Circle of Life. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. We have Mr. We Talk Sports, period. TA from Noble Sports Entertainment. What up, though?
What up, though, Luke?
What's going on? And then we have the man of all men, the master of all introductions, and hashtag he's a cool guy, Mr. MicroMike. What up, though?
Hey, it's home game, home opening week. Let's get it.
Yeah, we gotta show up and show out for this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I myself am Luke G from Luke G's Field Review. Obviously, you know that because you're on the channel. But in case you're new, welcome to the Detroit Sports Alliance pregame show for our Detroit Lions. We have a good one for you today, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, this is going to be one of them days where we're going to have a little fun with it, people. On today's show, the topics are going to be discussing, obviously, the Detroit Lions versus the San Diego Chargers. Who's going to be your top spotlight player of the game? Who should we worry about on the San Diego Chargers? Who should be the guy to stand out for this team if we're going to win? How we're going to win? And some plus more. So without further ado, let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Let's start off with the roll call.
Yeah, what's up? We want to give a shout out to Data Boy, Adam Bokar. What's up? What's up, fellas? What's up, everybody? JT Sports. What's up? D-Map Zone. What's up? Kyle Webb. What's up? Dr. Dirks. Haters House. What's up, guys? What's up? Also, Blue Jays. I'm going to just say Blue Jay. I don't know what the last. All right, You can hate me now, Mackenzie. What's up? Devin99, Kyle Webb. Who else in there? Timothy, Lions Lee. What up, though? Mondo, Ray Moore. What up, though? Mondo, Kyle McDonald, and Kedrick U. Ray Moore. What up, though? Mondo. Also, JGB. The General JGB, the General G. Berry is in the house. Also, Marcel Edwards is in the house. One Pride 40 is in the house, and C-Rad TV. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat room.
That's what's up, man. Listen, man, we got a good show going on. Going to address a lot of stuff, and we got a little bit of time to do so. I mean, the Lions play at 1 p.m. today, and I think that this is one of them games where we have to be able to understand the magnitude of this game, and we have to be able to understand what this game could mean for our Detroit Lions. So let's go ahead and get right into this. We're going to start off with you, Mike. You know, is today a must-win game for the Detroit Lions? Let's get right into it. Is it a must-win?
Yes, it's a must-win, and it's a must-win for many different reasons. First off, our schedule is going to get tough in the next couple of weeks, specifically Kansas City. We got the Eagles, and we tied last week, so we got to get that W in there. And for a moral standard for the players themselves, they need to get that win against the Chargers, a good Chargers team, and it would look really good to the fan base as well. You know, start bringing those negative to a positive and start finally talking well about the Lions, because believe it or not, talking bad about a team and doing the same old Lions stuff, it does affect players. It does affect everyone around, and we want that positive vibes, and we need to start now. We got a division right now with the Minnesota Vikings, who was just running all over the place, and the Falcons. We got the Packers, who won a game, and those two are going at it. So if we can get a win today, I think we can tie for top of the NFC North. So let's do it.
And I totally agree with you. I think that the significance of this game is huge. For me, it's absolutely a must-win. And it's a must-win for so many reasons. One of those reasons being that you have a West Coast team coming from West Coast time to East Coast time. That's a huge advantage for the East Coast team. And you're home today. Your first home opener. It's going to be a lot of drunk people in Ford Field today acting a fool, and they should be. On top of that, you're going to have a number of injuries on the San Diego Chargers that we should take advantage of. And we have our fair share, but we'll address that later. But for you, TA, I mean, must-win game or not?
Yeah, it's definitely a must-win, man. You want to get the morale of the team up. You want to get these guys fired up. We definitely should have won that game in week 1, but we can't go back to that. That's the past. Now we must go on with the future, and the future means win. Definitely, man. There's a lot of things to consider this game, especially when you're looking at guys that's going to play and guys that you're looking at to be able to build that camaraderie with. You definitely want to see these guys go out and win and play some smash mouth football and stick to the game plan. That's something that I think that the Lions, they always said that they wanted to run the ball. Now you got to start running the ball. You got to start making Kerryon Johnson the highlight of the offense, because we don't want Matthew Stafford throwing 45 times if we don't have to. We want to make sure that that we come in with that balanced attack, and that we're coming in a way that's going to be able to confuse the opponent, the defense. And we got our hands full today, man, especially with guys like Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram as well. We got our hands full, but I think that we'll be up for the task. And I definitely think that we are going to get the W today against the Chargers, because like MicroMike said, the schedule from here on out only gets tougher because we're going against playoff teams that made the playoffs last season. So we definitely got to bring our A game on today.
Absolutely. And now we have Mr. Detroit Drew himself in the building. What's going on, Drew?
What it do, baby?
Man, welcome to the show, man. Glad to have you, man. You know, we just gonna pick right up like you was always here, man. We just talking about, is today a must-win game for the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can't. I know they technically didn't lose; they're technically still undefeated or whatever. But you really, in my eyes, have to get this W. You technically can't start out 0-2. It's going to be tough to win the NFC North. You really don't have any time to waste. So this is a must-win for the Lions. The Chargers are beat up. You have a great opportunity to go out there and win. You know Ford Field is going to be loud. It's going to be packed. The fans are going to be there. You got to go out there and perform like it's, you know, a playoff game. You have absolutely everything to lose. So you got to go out there and give it 125%.
Yeah, I agree with you, gentlemen. I think, to me, that this is absolutely a must-win game. I don't quite see it as you guys whereas TA and Mike said with the games getting tougher, because if you just look across the board, all those teams have significant injuries, and we should be able to take advantage of that. You know, we was able to come out of week one without scars. And that's huge. You want to make sure you can get out without the scars and not have problems. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 49 people in the chat. Let's get those likes up so this video gets into circulation and people get to know what's going on over here. Also, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Dirks. He does already have his channel started. So make sure you go and subscribe to Dr. Dirks. It literally looks like how it appears here. And so you want to make sure you subscribe to him. Also, do not forget to subscribe to General G Bear. He's going to be starting his channel up soon, so you want to make sure you give him that support. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the things where you have to be able to see some things, and you want to be able to see what's going on with this team and how they respond from that week one tie that left many of us disappointed. But the biggest news that came out today is Taylor Decker, may not play.
He's not playing. He's out.
Yeah, he's not playing.
So he's not playing. Okay.
Yeah,
so he's
out,
not playing. So he's not playing. And
Crosby's in.
Terrell Crosby is the left tackle.
And that scares me. That terrifies me.
Yeah, it's going to be a scary day. Yeah. It's going to be scary, man.
If somebody typing,
a scary day.
Is somebody typing? Because I kind of hear typing in the background.
I hear something too.
Yeah, I don't know
what that is. Let me play around and see who is going on. See. All right, so that's Drew. Okay. Drew, you typing?
I'm not doing anything.
I don't know what that is then.
It might be my fan.
Yeah, it stopped. Yeah, it stopped. Whatever it was stopped.
Okay. Yeah, but nonetheless, yeah, I mean, so he's out, and I'm terrified. And that brings us to a huge question for us where, you know, the question now becomes, I mean, he played horrible week one, but Drew, let's talk about it. Are you feeling even more confident that he's not playing, or would you have felt better if he did play?
Either way, he can't play any worse than he did week one. He can only get better from there. I think the Lions have a bad taste in their mouth from week one. You know, they went out there and played pretty well for 3 quarters, and fourth quarter that completely changed. I think Decker was disappointed in his performance. You know, either he got beat up on the pass rush, got called for multiple penalties. I think whenever he comes back, whether it's next week, week 4, I don't know how long he's going to be out, he's going to be better. Crosby can't play worse. Crosby's playing for him, right? That's what you said?
Yes.
Yep.
He can't play much worse than Decker did. So who knows? I don't know what to expect out of Crosby today, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I'm terrified. I'm being honest with you because I feel better. Even as bad as Decker played, I agree with you. He couldn't have gotten any worse than that day. But with Crosby, I just was like, bruh, this was preseason. There was 2s and 3s giving you work, and it was bothering me. It really was. It was bothering me. And I was like, how is this happening when it's 2 and 3? So I'm a little concerned with that position. If I'm the San Diego Chargers, I'm lining up and I'm just attacking that left side.
You're going to have to keep someone back when you pass. You're going to have a fullback, running back there to help Stafford protect his blind side out there.
Yep.
And I see we got some outsiders in the building. So shout out to the outsiders out here in the building. What up, though?
Shout out to the outsiders.
And shout out to DVE. I know that we got some of those guys in here as well. So shout out to them as well. But man, listen, I'm gonna be honest. To me, and this whole position thing of this left tackle is starting to really scare me a lot. Mike, are you concerned that Taylor Decker's not playing? I mean, we know what he did week 1, but are you more concerned now?
No, I'm not concerned. I was very upset with the ability of him protecting Matthew Stafford on that left side. I was actually having a conversation with one of my subscribers, and he brought up a great point. He said, what if Taylor Decker was injured and he was in that game, and that's why he had such a really bad performance? And I was wondering, is that possible? Was he having an injury that it was undisclosed and he was forced into the game, and that's why he played so bad? So maybe that's the reason. I don't think you can put in Crosby is going to do any worse than what happened last week. I think it was absolutely atrocious, in my opinion. So get a healthy Crosby, throw a tight end, and have a fullback or the running back chip on the left side and run it more. Not do as much passes, but go ahead and force the run. If we can force the run, that will help Matthew Stafford to help Terrell Crosby out. And look, guys, we drafted this guy in the 5th round. This is what I said he needed to do this year. I thought he would get some playing time at the right side, and he had a poor preseason, but preseason's over. Let's see what he can do right now. Might as well. There's no other choice. Put him in there, throw him into the fire, and I'm sure they got plans for him not working out again with the tight end, the fullback, and have a game plan to protect Stafford on that left side and go ahead and go forward.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I think that needs to be the game plan. To protect that guy, you need to be able to run the ball. So that way you're not asking Crosby to sit up there and have battles with Bosa. You're asking him to just go get him. And I think that changes the way that you approach it. So one of the things that I definitely looked at with this matchup is I think we as fans look at things and we go, man, now somebody got their volume up a little bit loud. I can hear the feedback, so we want to make sure we turn that down. But we as fans have to be able to understand that we may wish for one thing, but when it happens, are we really ready for what we wish for? And for me, we are not at that point to be excited that he's not playing, because now I'm even more worried that he's out. And I think you can agree with that, right, TA?
Yeah, I definitely can elaborate on that, Luke. I definitely think that that it's going to be tough for us, man, because starting at week 1 when Decker was out there doing his thing, and he wasn't, he wasn't effective then, and then dealing with that back injury that he's having right now. It's scary because Crosby pretty much didn't do anything to solidify himself as he's going to be a guy that we can go to. And this is what we talked about before the season started. We talked about the depth on the team, and a lot of people are scared now because it's like we talked about the depth so much, but not seeing where the depth is really at. So now we're going to get to, as guys get hurt, we're going to get that opportunity to see what guys are really made of. And Terrell Crosby, he's definitely going to need that help. Crosby is going to need a tight end and the running backs to be able to help him so that he is not looking really, really horrible out there, because definitely Bosa, and they may switch those guys around. Ingram as well, coming at him all day. So he has to be prepared for that, and he has to know that when he goes out there today that he's going to have to bring his A game, because definitely that's Matthew Stafford's blind side. And, man, we don't want our quarterback being scarred in the game. We definitely do not want that so early in the season, because a lot of people have been getting injured so far. We're talking about superstar caliber players in the NFL. So with Taylor Decker, I'm worried about it. But at the same time, this is where we got to see the depth at. We talked about the depth, and now we have to see that depth being put to use out there. And hopefully Crosby would do well. And if not, we got to go out there and possibly go get somebody else that can do it.
Folks, we have 63 in the chat and we have 30 thumbs up. Let's get that 30 all the way to 60 and get this to go viral so we can go ahead and destroy the legacy BS media and have the DSA atop of them all. That's what it's all about. So please help Luke G, help out the DSA, hit those likes. And also we see that we got one down like. We love you as well.
We love you.
We're going to keep on rolling.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy, man. It's really crazy because as this game is coming up, within a few short minutes, maybe an hour and a few short minutes. But as the game comes up, I start to ask myself the question of, is what happened week 1 with Stafford and TJ Hawkinson going to repeat itself? So, let's start off with you, Drew. Do you see us coming out having another one of those games where TJ Hawkinson is just getting off? Like how he did against the Cardinals.
It's a good possibility. Stafford likes throwing him the ball. I think he's going to give him the targets. I think the question should be, is Danny Amendola going to play as well as he did? Because, Marvin Jones and Galladay didn't really stand out. Galladay had a touchdown, but their names weren't really coming up. I think those 4 guys are going to switch week to week and have the big games. I think TJ is going to be the consistent target. Now, rather, if he's going to get those touches, if he's going to get doubled as the season goes on, is yet to be seen. But I think the receivers is what's really going to change throughout the weeks. I think TJ is going to be the consistent player week in, week out.
Okay, I mean, and listen, I'm with you. I think the possibility is there, but if I'm San Diego. Yeah, I'm taking that away immediately. You're gonna have to earn it the old school way, on the ground or deep down the field. And if I'm San Diego, I'm telling myself right now, their starting left tackle is out. Bosa, we're gonna see you with a blitz from that side every time to cause confusion. So, and I believe it was George Morgan who says this is going to be a game where all eyes will be on Darrell Bevel's game plan. It's going to break down to that game plan. That has to be the cue for it. Yeah. So I totally get what you're saying there. But what say you, TA, in terms of this? I mean, do you see another big game for TJ Hawkinson and Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, I can definitely see Hawkinson having a back-to-back game. Definitely they're going to play him different now that everybody know that TJ Hawkinson is here. They're going to play him a little bit different on today, because they saw what he did, and they don't want that. The Chargers are not going to want that to repeat. This guy to have 7 catches, 7 catches and 100 and some yards and a TD. They're not going to want that on them. So I definitely can see them connecting again early, Hawkinson and Matthew Stafford. But at the same time, you got to know that it's like Drew was saying, it's going to be, since the other guys did not get off last week, those are the guys that you're going to have to look at. Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay. They might, one of those guys might have a big game, but Hawkinson, I can see him doing this week in and week out because he is a special talent. This kid is special. I'm glad that the Lions drafted him, and it's going to make things good today for us because we know that we got weapons that we can use, but Hawkinson, they are going to have their eyes on him on today. They're not going to want him doing and obliterating their defense on the day. They're not going to want that. So I definitely see that.
Now, if y'all haven't noticed this on the screen, I think this is absolutely hilarious. I love that you're here, but we have a Cleveland Brown fan in here that says, "Let's go Detroit, get this dub."
Shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland.
Hey, the things that you don't think you're going to see until you see them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This
Shout
is
out
crazy.
to the dog pound over there.
Hey, man, he came in here and said, "No, we need to get this thing rallied up." Tell him, man. Make sure. Hey, appreciate you coming in, man. Hope you stay. Hope you hit that subscribe button, which brings me to a very good shameless plug or unshameless plug. If you have not subscribed to the members of the DSA, just simply click on my description on this video, and every single person's channel link is linked in my description in the video right now as we speak. We are trying to get a number of our members to a milestone, so let's make sure that you go and hit those subscribe buttons, as well as on my channel. Make sure you hit that like, get those likes up, because that gets that video circulating. We got 74 people in the chat, with 76 and counting. Let's make sure we get those likes up, people, so we can get this thing going and get it popping. But shout out to our residential Browns fan who's like, yo, go ahead and snuff them. I mean, let's talk about it though. I mean, because in Joseph Murdoch has already got to it before. I'm sorry, Boss as a MF for 21 has already got to it before I can say anything about it, which was that impact player. So who do you see being that impact player for this game? Let's start off with you, Drew.
I think Darius Slay needs to have a big game. Obviously, without Melvin Gordon, the Chargers are going to have to throw the ball a little bit more. I would be surprised if we don't throw some different blitz schemes, some zone schemes to try to throw Rivers off key. I think that this is going to be a high turnover game. Very, very sloppy game for both players, for both Stafford and Rivers. So I think winning the turnover battle is going to be key to winning this game. I think Darius Slay should have a couple of pass deflections, maybe an interception. He is going to be my key player for today's game.
Now, I see we got Kedrick in here, and many of you may not have known this, but if you are in my Pick'ems league, it's a lot of you who forget to put those picks in, and I told you to check your emails and stuff because it does notify you and remind you to put those picks in. So if you're not putting those picks in, don't be surprised when you don't get in the game and get this easy prize. So if you have not gotten your picks in, you want to make sure you do so right now. But what say you, Mike? Who's going to be that impact player for you?
Impact player for me is definitely, in my opinion, going to be Snacks Harrison. I felt like he was very down on himself last week, and I think he's going to come out very, very strong today, completely stop that run, and go ahead and make sure that there's some pass rushers freed up to get after Phillip Rivers here, because we all know we have to get the pressure on the quarterback and stop the run. That was key last week. This defense was tired. We got gashed. We got smashed. And ultimately, we tied the game when it should have been a complete and utter easy win. And I think they're embarrassed about it. I think Snacks Harrison, he takes this personal, and I love it. And every time last year when he was in there, he felt like when he would not do the greatest job, the next week he'd come back and be very, very effective. I think you're going to see a lot of that today. I think they're going to pretty much shut the run down and get after Phillip Rivers more than they did with the first overall pick last week.
I mean, and to me, I can see that happening. I mean, and especially given the fact when you go through and you look at how the Lions have options to attack this team. You look at this team and they have no Hunter Henry. They have no Derwin James. Mike Williams may not play, or is possibly already out.
Yeah, he's going to play. I think he's going to play, Luke.
Okay, so he's going to play. Where they got Melvin Gordon out. So you already got a significant amount of people already out. And they let the coach run on them like they was the second coming of like the Dallas Cowboys and stuff like that. Like they had that Great Wall of China. They was just letting the run come in. So I can see a scenario where this is an easy win. But TA, who's going to be that impact player for you?
Man, I'm taking Kerryon today. I'm taking Kerryon, and the reason why I'm taking Kerryon is simply this: Darrell Bevel's system has been set up for us to run the ball. Kerryon, I think that he was probably feeling the effects of not being able to get to 100 yards because, when you're a running back, man, you want to be producing out there. You want to be able to put up numbers, and Kerryon is a young guy, and the Lions just need to go ahead and unleash Kerryon on these guys and let this guy build up some steam and get out there and keep on doing his thing. I think if he gets anywhere between 20 to 22 touches on today, I think that he will be definitely effective in the game. And that's something that I want to see. I know you Lions fans want to see Kerryon get off. And we want to start seeing this guy get, 100 yards on a regular basis, you know what I mean? Or close to 100 yards. So I definitely think that the game plan will be to run the ball and run it effectively on today and not give up on the run so easily and have Matthew Stafford out there passing 50 times or something like that. But I'm taking Kerryon, man. I just think that today is the day where he can eclipse 100 yards.
All right, now Drew, you say your impact player is who not today?
Darius Slay.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I just think that Phillip Rivers is going to have to throw the ball a lot. The Lions might come out to an early 2-touchdown lead. You know, Ford Field's going to be crazy. They're going to have the fans behind them. So Phillip Rivers coming to the line, changing some plays is going to be tough for him and the receivers to connect with the volume of you know how Ford Field gets. It's going to be loud. The communication for Phillip Rivers and his offense is going to be tough. There might be some misreads. Secondary in general should have a very good day against Phillip Rivers. But I think Darius Slay is going to be the guy that has a couple deflections, possibly an interception today. Should be a good game for Darius Slay in the secondary.
And listen, for me, the impact players is and I happen to agree with Mondo Ray. It's probably going to be Jesse James. I feel like they're going to put a lot of attention on TJ Hawkinson. So I stand by my belief that we're going to see a lot more 2 tight end sets today, because I think that is definitely where the bulk of attention is going to go. But I feel like Jesse James is going to have a big game, and Marvin Jones as well is going to have a big game. I feel like if we just get ourselves in the direction to where now we got to play pick your poison, Jesse James should probably be the one to have the game that changes a lot of the things for us. And so that's where we definitely want to be. And that's where we want to, target to make sure that we're doing our best to take advantage of this team that is hurt with a number of injuries. Now, here's the thing. We talking about all these different ways that the Detroit Lions are out here going to do certain things, but we never got around to the real question. We know that it's a must win. We know that certain people are going to be taken away and certain people are going to have big showing. But the biggest question today is, do the Detroit Lions beat the Los Angeles Chargers? Let's start off with you, MicroMike. Do the Detroit Lions beat the Chargers?
Yes, I do believe they beat the Chargers, but it's going to be a very high-tense, high-nerve game. My game score will be 30-31. Lions win with a last-minute Stafford drive, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. I think this is going to be a close one because it's very close when you relate these two teams. The only edge that I see that really helps Detroit and put them over is we're at home. When you look at the quarterback position, Phillip Rivers and Matthew Stafford, they're very similar. When you look at the offensive line issues, I talked to a lot of Chargers fans, and they expressed how their offensive line scares the hell out of them like it does us. Their defensive front four can rush the passer, but they have the inability to stop the run as it showed last week. Ours is the opposite. We had problem rushing the passer, but we could stop the run. And they have a good secondary and decent linebacking core. I feel it's very similar, but we do pull out the W at the end. And thank you to the 12th man. That would be Ford Field crowd. They're going to be super excited, super loud, and it's going to give a couple false starts. Yeah, super drunk, and it's going to help us get that W. Help us get that W, and we ultimately go to 1-0-1 going into Kansas City. And another big game coming up, but I do say we get the W, but it's not going to be easy.
And I can see that. I can definitely see that. For me, I think this is going to be the W. I think what you see is a team who's going to come out full throttle, feeling bad about what happened last week. You're going to see a defensive line highly motivated because they got owned in week 1. Okay. You're going to see them come out with a different attitude, and they should. I mean, it's not like Phillip Rivers running anywhere. Let's be honest. He ain't taking off, okay? And if he is, that's almost like putting like a guppy in front of a great white. He might get caught in the gills. So to me, we have to be able to take advantage of that and get at him. I definitely think this is a win. I definitely think that they should come in today and they show out. It's the first home game. It's going to be a bunch of drunk fans. It's going to be people outside getting drunk. It's going to be people laying on the steps drunk. It's going to be a day where noise is going to be unusual, unless the unthinkables happen and they start playing like you know what. Oh no, we didn't. Luke G's adopted son. What up, though?
What up, though?
Oh man, I love it.
Oh man, y'all are awesome, man. We have 86 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, people, and we're gonna keep this thing going. Man, Luke G's adopted son. And I see a lot of questions about people, and it ain't just been prior time. It's been a lot of people that came in and said, listen, what if we lose? I've seen it from Dan Sum and stuff like that. If we lose, and this is a reality of football. If we lose, then we got to start questioning the head coach. We have to start questioning the head coach, and we have to start questioning, what the weaknesses was that's leading to these losses, and stuff. If we tie again, that would be a first. So if we tie again and end up with 2 ties, we still got to question the coach. This falls on the coach. Good teams respond appropriately. So that's what it boils down to. Good people generally respond well in this game, and I expect them to win. What say you, Detroit Drew?
About if we start out,
if we lose, yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts if we take an L here?
I mean, it's going to depend on how we lose. You got to watch the full game. If we get off to another good start, like we did against Arizona, we can't close out. Then you really have to take a good, hard look in the mirror at Matt Patricia, because that's why we lost last week, was poor game management. You can't come out there with that. As a coach, he hasn't been a head coach for that long. You have to get better week by week. It's the same thing as a player's progression. You have to get better week by week. You have to get this team rallied up, fired up. They have to realize it's the first game at Ford Field this season. You got to come out there with some intensity. You can't let off. This Lions team hasn't earned the right to take any play off, any game off. So Matt Patricia has to do what he has to do to get his team fired up. And if he doesn't, it might be time to look at some different candidates.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that being the issue. If they can't get it done, man, it's going to fall on the head coach, as it should. Now we know our fan base is going to blame the quarterback. We know that. It's going. Yes, if we take an L, it's got to be Stafford's fault. So so I expect to hear those same sentiments every time we take it. It's Matthew Stafford's fault. Yeah. So, but again, it's one of the things we got to look at it. So, Mike, what say you? If we lose this game, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I just threw some gasoline on Matt Patricia's seat and put what the hell, MicroMike's daughter? Oh my god!
Hi again.
Wow.
Man, I don't know if it's my 7-year-old or my 13-year-old or some other unknown daughter that I must have had in the past couple of years.
Hey.
But yeah, absolutely. He's definitely going to be on the hot seat for me. I mean, we got too much talent on this roster to be justified at an 0-1-1 start. And it's not going to get easier. The schedule is fairly difficult. So if we can't beat we can't beat the Chargers at home. We tie on the road with Arizona. What do you think is going to happen against Kansas City? Man, so you got to understand that Quinn put so much talent on this roster. We have a talented quarterback that needs to be having a good coach that can train these guys to win and help them out and win. So if it doesn't work, man, he's on the hot seat, in my opinion. And I'm gonna really start getting angry about it. But again, I do feel that we are going to go ahead and get this W, and hopefully MicroMike's daughter agrees.
Yeah, and I am one of those ones who look at it too. Where you have to be able to see the forest before the tree. I just feel like if we take an L here, man, it's a problem. It is. If we take an L here, it's a huge problem, and it should not happen. And to me, we shouldn't have tied last week, but I can see that there was some good in that game as much as there was the bad. And so now, if you're telling me that their response to that bad carries over to this game, that falls solely on the head coach for me. It doesn't fall on anybody else but the head coach. And that is where I draw the line at. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay. Today, we're going to open the phone lines up. And I'm going to use a phone number that's a little bit more easier for the local area. So if there is any issues with it being backed up, let me know, and I will do my best to get them in. Okay. So here's the number. Feel free to call in right now if you have the time to do so. And let's talk about our Detroit Lions and get into what's going on here, okay? Because that's what this is ultimately about. So I mean, Detroit, Drew, let me ask you a question. Who's the player on the San Diego Chargers that scare you the most? Like, this is the player the Lions need to pay attention to because he is going to be the most destructive player for us to get the win. Who's that guy for you?
That might be the easiest question you have ever asked me, Luke. That's going to be Bosa, man. This guy's going to have one hell of a game. He's going to be crazy. We're going to be wishing that we didn't have to face him this week. I just hope that we can protect Stafford to the best of our ability because he is going to take some hits.
Yeah. I expect Stafford to do his best Michael Vick impersonation because he need to almost be Spider-Man because they're going to send pressure. They're going to send it. So we got our first phone call coming in. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. All right. Uh-oh, wait a minute. What's going on with that? What's that noise? Do anybody else hear that static?
Yeah, static.
Feedback.
Okay. All right, I fixed it. If you have your YouTube channel, just simply mute the video in the channel so we don't get that feedback. All right. Welcome to the Detroit Sports Lions Roundtable. Who is this?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's going on? Who this?
It's Kedrick.
Who? Say that one more time.
Kedrick.
Kedrick, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show, man.
What's up, Kedrick?
What's up, man?
Let's talk about it, man. What you got for us today?
This is actually a pretty tough game for the Lions, I feel like.
Okay. Why so?
Decker, his back. When you see my comment about him?
Yeah, well, look, I see it. you know,
Bro.
I see it.
Yeah.
So you feel like this is going to be one of those tough games where the Lions is going to have to do their best job to protect the quarterback. Your issues come in with the quarterback.
Yes. Because I feel like Ingram, we can we don't have to worry about him. My big deal is Bosa.
Okay. Now let me ask you this though. So Bosa is the guy that you worried about the most? Like you're not worried about Keenan Allen?
No. Slay got him.
Slay got him. Okay. So you think they're gonna move Slay wherever he goes. What about Mike Williams?
He's banged up a little bit. I feel like they won't really target him a lot.
Okay. All right, well, I ain't mad at you. Now, in case y'all didn't know, Kedrick is the guy who literally was like, nah, I'm not going to join. I'm going to sit on the sideline and watch. And then he joins the Pick'em League and is doing really well. So, I think that was a strategic move by him to kind of get the confidence going. And then he slid in knowing that he was going to be, picking some good games. So he's doing really well right now. So what else you got for us, man?
I want to ask you something. Do you feel like Jared Davis should have played today?
No, I don't think we need him. I don't think, and I think I can concur with the rest of the fellas when it boils down to, our tougher games are going to be on the road against the Eagles and then at home against Kansas City. So if those are going to be two of the tougher games, I would much rather let him heal up for this game because this team is banged up worse than we are, and we got more than enough to still compete and beat that team. And I think the rest of the guys will concur with that.
Yeah, he's not going to play anyway.
Yeah. Anything else?
I can see it. I can see it. No.
Hey, man, appreciate you for calling in, man. Much love, much respect, and keep up the good work in the pick'ems. But if you forget to make your picks this week, I would be happy. All right.
All right.
I mean, and there you have it, man. I mean, you got Kedrick saying that his issue is Bosa as well. And Drew, you talked about Bosa being the guy that you was afraid of, right? Like you flat out said that is the guy we need to watch.
He's a thorn on our side. There's a reason he's one of the best defensive linemen and edge rushers in the game. This guy's a monster. It runs in his family. It's not just going to be a Lions fault. It's going to be a problem for the rest of the teams that they have to play this year. This guy's an absolute stud.
Yeah, and I can see it. I mean, Mike, who's that guy that you worried about on San Diego?
Hey, it's got to be Bosa, in my opinion. Again, we don't have Decker in there, but I just don't believe Crosby is going to be can't get him to be worse than what Decker was. But I'm still worried about Bosa, man. He's an excellent defensive end. He can definitely get after the quarterback. And like we all know, we say every single week, how do you win football games? You do it via trenches. And we have to win in the trenches. But I believe, though, having Crosby out there, it will force more runs, and they'll ultimately help us sustain those drives. But definitely keep an eye on Joey Bosa. That will be a huge X factor in this game if we can pull out the W.
Well, and for me, the guy that I'm worried about the most, in all honesty, is not even Bosa. It really isn't. I'm worried about Desmond King. This is a guy that I really wanted the Detroit Lions to pick up. A local kid who I think did a phenomenal job, and I really wanted him to pick up, and I hope that they do. But we got another phone call. Let's take it. All right, man. Welcome to the round table. Let's talk about it. You fit your feedback? All right. Make sure y'all mute those videos so we don't get that feedback when y'all come in. Sorry. So who we talking to today?
My name's Andy. You remember me, King?
Say it one more time.
My name's Andy.
What's going on, man? Let's talk about it. What you got for us today?
The only way we can win this game is defense and offense.
Okay. Let's elaborate a little bit.
The defense has to back the quarterback, Phil Rivers, because Phil Rivers is dangerous. I've seen him play before. And I went to his games a couple of times. The only way our defense can stop him is pressure.
Okay. So for you, it's a matter of they need to constantly keep the heat on Phillip Rivers, and then the offensive side of the ball is what?
The offensive ball is the cornerbacks, like Slay, like the other guy said. Slay has to go covers Allen because Allen is dangerous. Because Allen can catch anything he wants. You know what I mean?
Okay. And yeah, Allen is a guy, and I saw a question earlier that said something about, do we think we're going to double him? And I was like, no, unless he's getting off. If he's getting off, then I can see them easily doubling down on Keenan, but he should not be getting off. I agree with Kedrick that Darius Slay should be able to neutralize that. He really should. Yeah. And if he can't, then we need to figure out why he was complaining about getting more money when you can't take away their best option. That's what it boils down to. I totally agree. So who's the guy that you worry about the most, though, outside of Allen on the Chargers?
The Chargers is we don't have Gordon, so that's always a plus. Is the backup quarterback? Running back. Because I've seen some highlights of the backup running back, and he's pretty darn good. And the only way we can stop that dude is our defense. Is step up their game and do their job.
Okay, and I couldn't agree more with you, man. You got anything else before we let you go? Because these calls is coming in.
And then I got one more thing.
Okay.
The only way we can win this game is our offense step up their game and win this game for us.
Do me a favor, Andrew. Final score. Who wins it? Final score.
I got Detroit Lions 24-10.
24-10. Hey, I support that. All right, man. You have a good one, and thanks for calling in.
Yep, no problem, man. You have a good one.
Thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Detroit Drew had to step up because he had to get what he calls Drew Wisers. So he's not calling them Bud, they're Drew Wisers, and that's a different thing. Okay, that's something he's marketing himself. So shout out to him. Make sure you subscribe to him. His channel is linked in the description. But I mean, listen, fellas, you heard it yourself. He's literally saying the same thing that many of us are saying, that he expects for them to win, and not only win, but win big. He's got them going 24-10, and we got more calls coming in. But let's take this call and get through it.
Okay.
All right, caller, you got your channel muted? Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show, man. Who I'm talking to?
It's Melvin, man.
Melvin, Drew called into the
What is
building.
Going on, Melvin?
Man,
what's
Melvin,
up, Mr. Drew?
Drew
Mr. Drew is in the building.
Man, I'm in the building.
Man, let's talk about it, man. What you got for us today?
Well, check this out, man. You know what I mean? For me today, the key gonna be that defensive line, bro. Like, we put all our apples, and we know that the strength of our team is that defensive line. And I feel like last week they showed up, but they didn't show out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we know Phillip Rivers can take you out. You know what I mean? He a threat. And if you give him too much time, he gonna pick you apart. So for me, they got to get some pressure on him, man, with that defensive line. Like, we got a lot of stock in that defensive line, man.
You're not lying. It's a lot of money wrapped up in it. It's actually one of our highest paid positions.
Exactly.
And I think that, them not playing in the preseason, doing that, sort of, protect the highest paid player, let them sit out and take some days off. That played a part last week, and we saw that because they couldn't last in the fourth quarter. So, for me, that defensive line got to show up. And I think we got to take advantage of them not having Derwin James at safety, and them tight ends playing that two tight end set a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Right.
That we ain't left tackle in there and running that two tight end set a little bit more and taking advantage of the play action over the middle, man. Because I don't think they can protect that middle. I don't think they can protect the middle down deep. You know what I mean? So 10, 15, 20 yards out, Hawkinson and James going to have to play a factor. Galladay across the middle, Amendola, they're going to have to play a factor in the middle of that field.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. If that's why I said that 11 personnel gonna be real. We're gonna see a lot of 2 tight end sets, and don't be surprised if you see some 3 tight end sets when we get into the red zone. But the power run that they're gonna try to implement is gonna have to start with carry on, and those tight ends are gonna be a huge part of that because somebody gonna have to stay in to help out Mr. Terrell Crosby. Somebody got to stay. So
yeah, I think he gonna have some bad plays here and there, but. Like you said, for the most part, if they going forward and not in pass protection so much, then they should be okay. Like, last week, man, the game plan was good. Like, they had a good game plan offensively. And, the fact that they could get versatile like they did, the Lions they're gonna be problems for defenses, man. And Bevel, outside of whoever called that timeout, They got a good game plan to make sure everybody getting some looks on the field.
Right. Okay. Right. I mean, listen, I totally agree. And again, TA, I know you definitely agree with something like that, right? You looking at it from the standpoint of, this is where it's going to win at in the trenches for you, right?
Yeah,
TA?
yeah, it's always in the trenches. Drew is right about that. Melvin Drew is right. Everything is won in the trenches. If our defensive line is getting that push, we go and getting that pressure, we're gonna be good.
Okay, hey, well, one last thing, man. One last thing I think we need to do, man. And they was okay last week, but we got to convert these third downs, man, and keep these drives going.
Yeah, we were 33.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yep, sustaining those drives.
I'm like, I know it's being inconsistent because it's the first week of the game, first game of the season.
Yeah,
but them third downs, man, we got to convert them, bro. We need to be putting up honestly, we should be putting up about 40 points a game, at least 30.
Yeah, I see that.
Facts.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I think what's gonna play a lot is converting them third downs. But I'm gonna hang up and listen, man. Look, man, it's been real, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you for calling in, man. We appreciate you for calling in. You doing your
appreciate
thing.
You, bro.
And listen, you make every show, man. So we love that you support us, and man, and couldn't believe it. We got a guy here from Mexico. So shout out to Mexico. We hitting
shout
Mexico.
out to Mexico.
We hitting Mexico, man. So
hey, see, the walls don't stop nothing.
Hey. He say them walls don't stop nothing. Appreciate you, Melvin, man. We be looking for you in the chat, bro.
Hey, folks, we have 90 in the chat and we have 53 thumbs up. Let's get it all the way to 90 so we can defeat the legacy mainstream garbage media and take DSA to the top and make them drop. We also got 1 thumbs down. We still love you. Make sure to hit that thumbs up so we can take on the garbage media.
Now, I see we got a question from here. It's Johnny. He says, if Crosby fails, move down to tackle. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think they do it. I mean, he has the most experience at that left tackle spot, but I don't think they do it. I really believe that they'll look to move anybody else there besides him. I mean, you can even see Ibushi, who's played multiple positions as well. So don't be surprised if they do that and do a complete mix. But he can't fail because they're going to leave a tight end in to assist him. I got to believe that that's got to happen. And if they don't, I would be shocked, to say the least, that's what's occurring. Now, again, people do apologize because whenever I use the 248 local Michigan number, that line tends to get filled up faster than when I use the line that allows me to have you in the backstage waiting while I can get you into the phone calls. And again, make sure that you go into my description and you'll see all the members of the DSA. And right now there's 94 people in here. So let's get those likes up, keep this pushing, because we're going to be here until at least about 12:45. That way we give you guys 15 minutes to get your beers, your food, and everything else and get ready for this game that's going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard. I think I did that right, 3 hours back. So,
and folks, I'm going to be going live streaming the game, and we're going to have live audio. I'm going to do play-by-play just like I've been doing, and it's going to be fun, hella fun. So make sure you jump on my channel after this goes down so you can see me rage or smile all day. So if you don't have the ability to watch it, or you're at work, you can listen in, and you'll be hearing the announcers from the game as well as myself talk about the game.
absolutely.
So like some things that I'm looking for too in this game. I'm looking for the push from the defensive line. I'm looking for the offensive line to play a little bit better. We know that Decker is out, and Crosby. I know a lot of people are cringing because of how he played in the preseason, but I'm looking to see guys like Jelani Tavad to see what he's going to do in his second NFL game, because Tavad has definitely been solid for us, and I just want to see this young kid grow now that Davis is out for just a little bit. I want to see how he's going to play and how he's going to be able to get in the backfield. I know we've been talking about Bosa and stuff like that, but like you guys said, I want to see Flowers. That's definitely who I want to see, because he's our money guy. Flowers has to get pressure on today. He has to get pressure. There's no F and bus about it. And even a sack, we'll take a sack from him today too as well. But he has to get pressure.
Well, we talked about who we feared on we talked about who we feared on there, but we'll take this phone call and then we'll address who should they fear on our team. All right, callers. Let's make sure we get those channels muted, okay? All right, who we talking to? What's going on? Who is this?
Hey, what's going on? This is Dr. Dirks.
Dr. Dirks showed up in the building.
Dr. Dirks, what up, though?
Man, hey, welcome to the show,
doing?
Dirks, man. What you got going on for us today?
Oh, I'm good, man.
All right, let's talk about it, man.
Excited to see this Lions game.
All right, what you expecting?
I'm expecting it. If I'm being a fanboy, I'm expecting us to blow them out. But I'm gonna be more realistic, because I was a fanboy last week, and we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
So
we blew a tire.
More realistic. We definitely got to keep Stafford upright. If he ain't upright, there's no hope for us winning this game.
Okay. So it starts there. Okay.
We also got to establish a run. Unlike last week, the run is essential in this victory. If we can't run the ball when we ain't able to pass it, it's going to be nothing but 3 and outs, and our defense is going to be exhausted.
So for you, this is more about what that line do for Kerryon Johnson. This is not, keeping Stafford upright is the formula, but you're saying in order for that to work, we need to put that ball on the ground and let Kerryon lead the way.
Oh yeah, we got to confuse Bosa, man. If he gets back there and he can go after Stafford as many times as he wants, but if Kerryon got the ball, it's useless.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head for me, because I look at what happened to the Chargers in week 1 and how the coach was able to keep themselves in it, and they just ran the ball. They flat out just ran the ball and said, you know what? We're better than you in every aspect. We're going to run the ball, and when you start focusing on the run, we're going to dot you up with moving our best players in the slot. So this could be one of them games where, you look up and you see a guy like Danny Amendola and Jesse James getting off, because those slot guys are going to get the ball this game. So I can definitely see what you're saying about that. But yeah, if we're not able to run the ball this game, you got to be somewhat concerned, right?
Oh yeah.
Any
fan of the Lions should be concerned if we ain't establishing a run. I mean,
Right.
That's why we got Johnson, is to do that. We haven't had a running back since God knows when, and now that we got one, we need to be utilizing him.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. And I think that it stands to reason that if we're not utilizing him, then the question becomes, what are we doing? You know what I mean? What are we really doing with our team? You know, and you see on the screen, you know, Daniel Griffin says O-line is the key. It's the key to us getting it done. The trenches is where it's going to be.
It's going to be the key all season long.
I feel a little bit better than most fans about Crosby getting in there. Yeah, he had a horrible preseason, but he was pretty solid last season for us. We weren't even concerned. Again, like everybody said, we was thinking Wiggins was going to be the one that was just out. And then when we seen Crosby, like, we're like, whoa, this is a flip. I mean, y'all both are sucking. I don't know what's going on. What am I seeing? It's kind of rubbing off on y'all, but I think Crosby may redeem himself here.
Now, Dirk, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Put anything in the chat. Put what up, though, or anything in the chat, because I want to show people who you are, and I want to get them over to your channel so they can know about your channel and have another avenue to check out somebody else talking about the Detroit Lions and talking about Detroit sports. So put it in the chat, and I'll put it on screen so people know who I'm talking to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I want to make sure that you get that same love and exposure, man. I think what you do is nice and phenomenal over there, and I watch the videos and I come in and I comment and I laugh at you because you put jokes in there. So if you're not sure who I'm talking to, ladies and gentlemen, he's put a little comment that says "What up, dope?" Looks just like that. If you click on that, you can go and subscribe to his channel and keep this community going. I want to be able to create this huge community where all these different YouTubers on the Detroit Lions and Detroit sports world can come together and talk about our teams. Now, I'm hearing feedback. Did anybody else hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Feedback.
Yeah, I fixed it. I think when he went to go text, that probably did it, because it's probably picking up the video again. But anything else you got for us, Dr. Dirks?
Oh no, man. I love what y'all doing, man. I like this community everybody's building, and I like that there's all these different YouTubers that have all these different aspects, and it's nice to actually have a variety to go and check out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything. You, Mike, Nomis J, Noble, J-Mo, all y'all, man.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
We appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man.
And right there, you got a guy saying he subscribed to you, man. Right there. So,
hey, shout out to Timothy for that subscription.
Shout out to Timothy for that subscriber, man. All right, man. Talk to you later, Dr. Dirks.
All right.
I mean, and listen, people, this is what it's about. It's about creating a community where we're all including. You know, the DSA was something that was created to go after legacy media. It wasn't created to have beefs or drama or stuff. It was created to go after the legacy media, and it was created to create a community for us fans who want to find good media for our teams, but we can't. You know, so just wanted to point that out. Dr. Dirks got another subscriber, Mr. Zach. I want to say Swarzy. I hope I said that right. If I said it wrong, I apologize. But again, who is that person, TA, that the Chargers should be worried about on the Lions? Who should they fear? Who should they be looking over their shoulder at like, oh God, not this guy?
TJ Hawkinson. That's what they need to be fearing.
You said they need to TJ.
They need to fear this rookie, man. Luke, they need to fear this rookie, man. TJ Hawkinson, the real deal, man. If people don't know, now you know. TJ Hawkinson is nothing to be played with, man. Out here doing his thing. And you know what I'm saying? It made me just think about Eric Ebron. You know what I'm saying? When I see TJ Hawkinson balling, and then somebody put that picture up with TJ Hawkinson holding Eric Ebron on his shoulders.
Right.
So I thought it was like really, really funny, man. But definitely, man, TJ Hawkinson is the real deal. I love this guy because one thing, I've never seen a Detroit Lions tight end run routes like this guy can run routes. This guy can run some routes, man.
Yeah, and listen, you're not gonna get no argument out of me. Now, Dolo Dynamite says, I missed it, Luke. What's the guy's name again? It's right there on the screen. Dr. Dirks, just scroll up and he'll just put another hit in there. So Dr. Dirks, put another message in there so people can see who you are and subscribe to you. And that makes a difference. 12th Man Pride says the DSA is the strongest sports community on YouTube setting as far as I can tell. Yeah, I mean, listen, we trying our best. We just missed a phone call from 918, so give us a call back. I was trying to bring you in as I clear some of the lines out because when we get the lines like jumbled up. It goes to voicemails and stuff like that. So I was trying to clear that up for you. We got Devin who says DSA is way better than 97.1 the ticket. We appreciate that.
Man, we appreciate that
Absolutely.
love, man.
Now we got a phone call coming in. Let's take this gentleman and see what's going on. All right. What up, though? Welcome to the show. I'm gonna give me see if I can fit that feedback. If you have not muted your video, do so. All right. What up, though? Who I'm talking to? Yo.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You are on live, ready to rock and roll, man. Who I'm talking to?
Oh, it's JT, man.
JT, man. What's going on,
What's
JT?
going on?
What's up, JT?
I just want to ask you guys something. So I'm trying to figure out, should I start Kerryon Johnson or Antonio Brown? And the reason why I'm having this debate is because I know Kerryon Johnson, he should have a better game. But last week when you guys got in the red zone, it made me upset that CJ Anderson was getting those red zone touches. And like I like the yards, but I'd rather have the touchdowns as well. So when you guys get in the red zone this week, who you think is going to end up getting more of those red zone touches? And when you guys get near the end zone, Kerryon or CJ Anderson?
Both. For this week you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Both. Because what you're going to have is they're going to still try to keep the running backs fresh. So you're going to get a dose of both. It's just going to be depending on who's the one getting their shoulders the lowest, getting in there. If the high hand is Kerryon, they'll ride Kerryon the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. If it's not, it'll be CJ. So if I had to be a betting man, and I do bet, I'm going to tell you that the person who's going to get the bulk of those is going to be CJ Anderson.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I know. He's not.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, it's a backfield that's run by committee, so that's what makes it so tough.
So do you think Kerryon's going to be like a focal point, even if you guys do get down?
Kerryon, this especially for the fantasy owners, Kerryon is going to be a focal point in games. But where you're going to see him be really a focal point is later in the year, because they're trying to somehow save him for later in the year. And what ends up happening is the teams who are doing really good in the playoffs, they pick up late in the year in rushing. Like, for example, if I were to bring up the Green Bay Packers, the year that they didn't have no running back, they go and turn a receiver, Ty Montgomery, into a running back. That run picked up later in the year. They go and make a push all the way through to the playoffs and through it, because they was able to establish the run later in the year. That's what they are expecting from Kerryon Johnson. And they're expecting for people like Ty Johnson and CJ Anderson to kind of, shoulder some of that load so Kerryon can stay fresh.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess that means I just might as well go ahead and start AB.
If I was you talking about Antonio Brown?
Yeah, because they play the Dolphins, and the Dolphins don't have they don't have a lot of people playing.
Right. Yeah. I would start AB if I was you. To me, Kerryon Johnson, this game, you can start Kerryon. He's going to get the touches, but it's going to be about it's about who the hot hand would be. And your question was about red zone. If you're talking about yards, Kerryon's going to get the touches for yards today. But if you're talking about in that red zone, short yardage, giving a touchdown, I would go with CJ Anderson.
All right. Appreciate that, man. I'm rooting for y'all to win. You asked earlier, was this a must-win game? And it definitely is, man. I mean, playoff mode, basically. The playoffs for you guys basically starts today, because the rest of your schedule is just absolutely brutal, man. And I'm actually planning on making a video about this if you guys end up losing.
Now, JT, do me a favor. Go in the chat and put a mark in there so I can direct people to who's on the phone line with us in your channel. So that way people can know, because JT don't just talk Lion sports. He talks all football. He's talking college. He's talking NFL. He's talking football. So if you want somebody who's talking all football, all 32 NFL teams, this guy's the one to do it in college. So make sure JT puts your link in there so I can put it up there, and then people can know where to go to subscribe if they want to kind of see that football talk. So just put any comment like "What up?" Or "It's your boy JT" or something like that. So right there, ladies and gentlemen, is JT Sports NFL. If you are looking to find somebody, this guy right here, this man knows it. We have a video together where we had a nice friendly debate. He came out fire, had me worried.
You got me at the end, man.
But I had to pull through. Now, JT, you have people already saying it, like Dr. Dirks, who says been sub JT, laughing out loud. And then it says, "Oh wait, JT, you're the Steelers dude, right?" Yes, right. He's the guy who's a Steelers fan, but he talks all football. And then you have Rocco P. He says, "What up, though, JT?" You got Devin saying, "I sub Dr. Dirk," so Dr. Dirk's got another subscriber, and that's what's up. But appreciate you for calling in, JT.
No problem, man. And good luck to you. I'm looking forward to seeing MicroMike's reaction.
Oh man,
which is a good segue, man. Appreciate it. Here's a good segue, people. If you are out of the market and you are unable to watch a game, then you should definitely go on over to MicroMike. Mike, put your tag in the screen. It is also linked in my description. Okay. He is also linked in my description. He will be giving you play-by-play commentary. It's not going to just be somebody sitting up there talking like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it's happening." No, he's going to be telling you like, "Listen, it's 3rd and 10. The ball is on this, blah, 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 blah." You're going to get your play-by-play from this guy, and he's going to be on screen doing it for you the way that it should be done. So I see the phone lines is blowing up. Keep them phone line calls coming in. We're going to be taking the phone lines all the way up until about 12:40, and then we'll try to close it out so you guys can get yourselves ready for the game, and we can get ourselves ready for it, because I got to take notes. I watch the game like I'm preparing for this team myself.
Yeah.
All right. But again, Mike, who's that guy? Who's that guy on the Detroit Lions that the Chargers should be afraid of? They should look over their shoulder at
Kerryon Johnson. If they look what happened, what happened to them last week against the Colts nearly ran 200 yards on them. Now with their left tackle out and we're starting Crosby, I believe they're going to run it a little bit more. Kerryon Johnson's going to feast. I think that they want to run the ball, and now they have the ability to because the Chargers can't stop the run. So why not take our running game and consistently run it down your throats? Because that's the way you win games. It's through the trenches. We got to run the ball. We ran it a lot last week. It wasn't effective all the time. Hopefully today it's going to be far more effective due to the inability to stop the run via Chargers. So they have to worry about Kerryon Johnson. Hopefully they feed him a lot and they keep him in when he's hot so he can keep running the clock, keep running, making that defense tired, keep running, get those touchdowns, and get this W.
Absolutely. Now we have 102 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, people. Make sure you hit that like button. If you hate me, fine, give me the thumbs down. It still counts, I guess. But nonetheless, I hope that you love what we're doing over here. We do work hard to try to get you guys the best content out there and to let you guys have a community that we can all be a part of. As you can see, we talk about people like General G. Berry, who is starting the channel, who's going to be our newest Detroit Lions sports talk person on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to him. You got Dr. Dirks, who has already started his channel. He is a funny dude. And you should definitely check him out. You got JT Sports NFL, who's a guy that talks all NFL. Make sure you check him out. You got my guy, 12th Man Pride, which is right here, who asking JT Sports NFL, do he got Discord or something? Check out his channel. He's going to be talking Seattle and Detroit Lions because he's the Seattle Seahawks like I am too. I'm also a Seahawks fan. But you got him. And so we want to make sure that the community is a way where it's inclusive, not excluding. So we want to make sure we get everybody in there. For me, the guy that they should really be afraid of, in all honesty, and it's going to sound so crazy, is really going to be Marvin Jones. Because when I go through, you can't cover everybody. And if you let Marvin Jones get the top of your defense off, it's all bad. It's all bad. I just think that his ability to get it done in the crunch time is what's going to be the difference. And if they can find a way to get that going, it's all bad. It's all bad. Now, we are coming up on that time for me to close the phone lines out. I will put the number up there one last time so we can get any last minute phone calls. I cleared them, completely cleared all the phone lines. Sorry for those who was waiting, but when it gets jumbled up like that, it acts stupid. So I have to make sure I keep an eye on it and clear it. So phone lines are open. Call in numbers right there on the screen. I will also make it a little bit bigger for those who are hard of seeing because I do wear glasses. So make sure that everybody had the chance. If you are in here, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscription button as well and that notification bell so you don't miss when these shows come on. These shows rotate from each channel in the DSA. Also, after the game, post-game show will be on MicroMike's channel. So if you want to get your live reactions in, call in and tell me how you felt about what happened in the Lions game, win, lose, or draw, then we can have that conversation. But anything else, let's see. Oh, I did forget this. MicroMike hit 800 people. MicroMike hit 800 subscribers, and let me just put this out here, man. This guy has worked his butt off and has some of the best content. So let me give him all the just due that he deserves.
Yes.
You feel me? Yeah, he hit 800 subscribers. We are going to get other people to hit that milestone. I want to see 313 JMO at 800 before mid-season.
Yes.
I want to see Nomis J at 600 before mid-season. Okay. I want to see Positivity Detroit at 300 before mid-season. I want to see the Big Take at 300 before mid-season. And basketball season getting ready to get started, and Big Take is like over there burning up to talk about some basketball if you went to the Pistons. So I want to see those numbers get up. Last question I'm going to ask you, gentlemen, okay, and I think it's a good one. It's one of the ones that I've been keeping a close eye on because I wanted to keep it close to the brim. And it's one that I think should be discussed. The Detroit Lions ceremoniously have had games where you expect them to do certain things and they don't do it. I need right now that prediction for today's game with score. Who wins the game? Give me the score. We'll start off with you, TA.
Okay. Basically, who's going to win the game today is going to be the Detroit Lions. The final score for the Lions game, I'm going to say 30. I'm going to say 35-17. I just I'm gonna go out on the limb and we're gonna put some points up today, man. I just think that we can do it. We got the offense to do it, and now we just got to capitalize on it once we get out there on the field. But I definitely think that we have a strong chance to win this game. We just got to come out and stick to the game plan. And once we stick to that game plan, man, everything else is going to cap itself off. But I definitely think that we're going to put some points up today. And like you said, it's going to be somebody that we didn't talk about probably. That's probably going to be the unsung hero in the game. It always happens that way. The person that you didn't talk about go out and have a 200-yard receiving game. You just never know. It could be Kenny Golladay getting off today. So we don't know who's going to get off. But what we do know is the Detroit Lions are going to win.
Hey, I hear that, man. All right, Mike. Mike, TA expectations ain't no joke. Okay, he ain't playing today. He said he got expectations that he is expecting to be met. What say you, Mike? What's gonna be that final score and who wins?
That is a very bold prediction for a score. I truly hope it happens, but my prediction is 31-30 Lions. And again, we win on the last drive, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal via Matthew Stafford. I think it's a close game, man. I don't think the Chargers are a bad team. I think they're a team that's wanting to get to the championship due to the Phillip Rivers age. They know they don't have a whole lot of time. They've been doing everything they can to make this a win now type team, but I believe we pull it out thanks to the fans, the 12th man. These people are going to be hyped. The intensity of the Lions fan base at Ford Field is like no other, man. It's hard to play there when the fan base is drunk and lit up, and I feel like that's what is going to be, and it's going to help our offensive line out and really hurt the Phillip Rivers offensive line due to false start. And we gonna win. We gonna win 31-30.
All right. Now, David Ball says, where can I stream from Jackson on business trip? I do not know of any actual website that you can stream on that are free. However, I can tell you that you're going to want to check out MicroMike's channel because he's going to be talking about the game and giving you the play-by-play of what's going on. And it'll be just like you hearing the real game from a live commentator on the radio. So I think you definitely want to check that out. I think you would appreciate that. You're getting a lot of congrats on your 800, Mike, man. People are excited for you. I know we are here in DSA. So happy to see that you are moving on up and getting closer to that 1,000. Let's make sure we get them to that 1,000 and get them past it by being able to get this thing done. Now it says, what Facebook fan page has the game streaming anywhere else to see it? Don't know, but I will be doing my best to find something for you in the future, especially for those people who are traveling. It's just a matter of getting around not getting your page and your stuff shut down for showing NFL material. They are very strict about it, and they will shut you down, literally. For me, the final score is going to be 28-17. I think that the Lions control the clock. I think they run the ball down their throat, and I think that they set the tempo early on and soon. I actually think we get our first open drive touchdown because I think they're going to be lit for this home game and keep their emotions in check. And I got to be honest, I can tell you right now that this team is one that we should pay attention to. Now, I see a lot of predictions coming in. Ted Cheney says TA predicted 35-24 Lions on last roundtable. Defense must ball out. Okay, defense must ball out. I'm sorry. Yep. It says Kyle McDonald says Lions 63, Chargers 10. Lions win. I hear you. Fago says ball. What's it? Bell is a sports.net. It's free. Okay, well, I guess that's for David Barr. Okay. Yeah, that's for David Barr. So if you're trying to find somewhere, he's telling you that go to this place right here. I'll leave this on the screen for a second, Mr. Barr, so you can get that and write that down. I think he mean a period, not a comma where it says net. I think it's .net, not comma net. He's saying that is free. Also, you got Trigger Easily, who is saying that Reddit is better than communication for live stream. So he's saying check out Reddit as well, Mr. Ball. You got Josh Zooks, who says check out Yahoo Sports. Oh, I forgot all about them. They do have it. But then Kyle comes back and says more like Lions 31, Chargers 21. Okay. I think that's everything, people. So quick note. Right now, in a few minutes, live game audio commentary coming from Mr. MicroMike. Go and check that out. Post game, that's right. Post game after the game will be on MicroMike's channel as well. So come over there and check it out. And phone lines will be open for you to call in. Last words, Mr. TA.
Man, all right. We appreciate everybody that came into the chat. Make sure you guys leave a like before you leave. If you did not leave that like, shout out to MicroMike for getting that 800. Shout out for my boy Luke G for hosting this show and doing a great show on the pregame show. And definitely, guys, we got to go out and win today, guys. It's no excuses, no more of that. We just got to go out and play some smash mouth football and do what we need to do to get that victory. So shout out to everybody in the chat, and we appreciate y'all, and we'll be back for the post-game wrap up.
All right, and Mr. MicroMike, man, last words.
Folks, man, again, jump on my stream if you're wanting to see or at least hear the game via auto, as well as me breaking the plays down. And hopefully we get a W today because the post-game shows on my channel, and I do not want to lose my voice again. I really do enjoy talking and not feel like I got a frog in my throat. So, folks, let's get it. Let's get that dub.
Absolutely. And again, I just want to appreciate everybody for coming in. Make sure as you leave out, you hit that like button. If you have already hit that like button, give me a thumbs up in the chat so I can know that you were still with us and you was here to the end and that you like what we're doing over here, because it really helps and makes a difference for us to know that we're on the right track to give you what you want and what you would like to see as a media influencer. So that's awesome. Make sure you hit that like button and get it up. Post game will be on MicroMike. And if you go there right now, and you will be able to see him giving you live commentary as we speak. And look, like they say, it says, I will join. Look, I want you to pay attention to this. He says, I will join stream, Father, but Luke G adopted me. Hey, absolutely, man. Let's get it done. Also, thank you to all you people who went out and subscribed to our other new members in the community for Detroit sports. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Please do your research.
Adios.
Peace.